To get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
That's some good rejoin music. Well done, Chris. Gotta move on. I've been arguing on our chat.
Oh, no.
I
thought you weren't going to do it.
No, I'm getting baited by somebody who's doing a really good job at it. I need to not. One of our listeners.
Which is you hate more than actually arguing with somebody.
I wish they could. The problem is I already hate the season and it hasn't started yet.
That's unfair.
It really is. I don't want to do that. Like, this might be one of the most entertaining parts of this radio show this year, and I hope this doesn't come to fruition, is watching me absolutely take a psychological spiral throughout the season. Like, it was good to have the off season because last season was tough, man. That was a tough season. I don't want to do the same thing this year, which I'm sure you're probably thinking, well, then don't, which is a perfectly logical thing to say. I don't know how do you just forget the past and move forward and still feel like you're doing a service as a show host because there's so many people out there. I don't want them to have false hope, but then I don't know it's going to be bad. Who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I to bury somebody's hope?
So I always try to go, I'm not saying I'm right with this, but I try to go off of what those in the organization are saying. So in the recent past, that would be whether it's Vivek or Monty or Mike Brown. And I got the feeling, I can't remember last year as much, but certainly 2 years ago. So it was the year after the Beam team. I think the goal was, hey, checked a box, made the playoffs. We'd like to get to round 2.
That's right.
So I'm like, okay, if that's kind of their guidance, then I think that's fair enough to hold them to that realm. Now, why didn't they get there? Well, they not only didn't get to the second round, they didn't even get to the playoffs. So to me, in their own words, they failed.
They fell short.
Yeah. So it didn't matter if I had them winning a championship or winning 12 games.
Mm-hmm.
That was their goal. Okay, they fell short. Last year, I'm pretty sure they wanted to get back to the playoffs. I know they wanted to be a playoff team. Everything I've heard doesn't mean that's, I'm sure Doug and Scott Perry want to win all 82.
Right.
Scott Perry's given what those 6 criteria and foundation and building, like he wants to identify a culture. Now, again, those are buzzwords that some people are like, they've said culture for 10 years. Yeah, he hasn't. So that's a really tough one because you've been here through this whole time. Fans have been here through this whole time. I've been, like, okay, so now it's your turn at culture. It is, but that's not exciting for people. But if Scott Perry and Doug build whatever that is to them this year, and that's 31 wins, I think to them that would be successful. I don't know that it's successful to anybody else.
It depends on how you get those wins.
True.
Yeah, but I hear you.
But I think in the end, if we looked at the team, again, this is me, my best speculation, and we all went, I think this is what the Sacramento Kings want to be. They're building something. This is who they are. Though, as I'm saying that now, it's hard for me to say that when you've already got established players like DeRozan, Levine, Sabonis, Monk. You're like, if it was a roster of 25 and younger, you're like, and they got to 31 and they're like, I see it.
Right.
I see it.
Right.
We're cool with this.
Yes.
That's where the roster makeup and what they're trying to be doesn't add up to me, but I also can't quite punish them for the past, but we all know the past.
Right.
So it's a
tough one.
Yeah.
We will, obviously, before the season starts, media day next Monday, we'll do what we do every year. We'll do a segment that is the Purple Glasses segment. What is, let's have a conversation for a half an hour about how things could go better, how this season, I'll call it, how this season could be the basketball version of Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
Something you have no expectations for, you're really worried about, but it exceeds everything. Or how could it be? And then we'll have the non-purple glasses, like
Happy Gilmore too.
For most,
this
not
is
Dave.
This is where things could absolutely spiral. And this is the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I want to move on. I want to give you an analogy, and I want you to advise on how you would deal with it.
Okay.
This is going to be one of my famous, loose, weird analogies. Let's say that you're a teacher, but instead of being a third grade teacher, like you start in kindergarten and you move with the class every year. So the student body in your class, you follow them.
Mm-hmm.
And in kindergarten, you didn't have a great year. There's some fights and this and that, people throwing paste. So you move some of the kids around, to different classes. You go into year 2 and you got to address the parents. Hey, this is going to be a better year. Third grade, this is going to be a better year. Fourth grade, this is going to be a better year. And you're constantly bringing in and shuffling new students. It's a different look. But what you can't ever do is you can't go to a parent and say, you know what, your kid sucks and screws my whole class up. And I can't do it. No matter what I do, as long as this kid is in this class it's never going to reach its potential.
Mm-hmm.
And it's inevitably, he's going to infect a bunch of other kids, brand new kids I bring in that never had issues before. So by the time you get to 8th grade, it's beating you down. How do you deal with a situation? And again, this is a belief. You're the teacher that has a kid in the class that no matter what happens will infect the rest of the class and doom you and the other kids to having a bad school year. And you've got to go try to make a presentation to parents. And deep down inside, doesn't matter. But you don't want to hear that. I can't sit here and make my speech in September when the school year starts and says, guys, I just want you to know this is going to be the same as it was every year.
Yeah. We
had the one good year, but that's because Timmy was sick for 7 weeks. I can't make it better. I've tried. And this kid is still here. And until that kid is not here, it's never going to get better. Or at least it hasn't shown any sign of it. How do you deal with that?
Yeah. And the best way for that analogy for me to answer that would be, I think 1, you have to approach the kid.
Mm-hmm.
2, I think in that analogy, the teacher obviously in this is staying the same, as you said, they're going,
right.
But I think the aides for the teacher changed in the 5th grade or whatever. You've got some other people that are changed now. Can they?
Yeah.
That's new to this, that we're now starting 5th grade or whatever. And the kindergarten through 4th have not worked.
Right.
But now the teacher who's the same and the kid who's been
you got to identify the kid,
right,
and try to change the kid.
But now maybe the teacher's different or the teacher
right.
aides are different. And
what if the kid's mom's the principal?
Challenge. It's a challenge.
We'll take a break. Monday Night Football coming up. We got to talk about that. Sean Salisbury's going to join us. We got to get to the baseball season. We kind of took a detour, and I apologize for that on the Kings. Niners, 4-down territory. We got a huge. What are you looking for, your pen?
Yeah.
Is it? This isn't it, is it?
It's not.
We'll be right back after this.
Visit Sactown Sports.